Today's topic is Unit 8 Biology in Human Welfare. The chapter number 8 Human Health and Diseases. The contents are, the first one is common diseases in humans, the second one is immunity, the third one is AIDS, which is nothing but acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, the fourth one is cancer, the fifth one is drugs and alcohol abuse. Introduction. Health. What is health? Health is the state of complete physical, mental, and social well being. It's also called as PMS. P stands for physical, M stands for mental, and S stands for social well being. If we are physically, mentally, and socially in a state of mind, it is said to be called the health. A good health increases productivity as well as ensures longevity of human race and economic prosperity. There are many ways to ensure good health. Few are personal hygiene, having good sanitation practices, having balanced diet where we maintain our health, having proper food, exercise daily where we do exercises daily to keep ourselves healthy and fit, proper waste disposal where we dispose the waste properly, control of the vectors, how we control the vectors which causes diseases, vaccination, and awareness against how to prevent and control diseases. How health is affected or diseases occur. There are three factors how our health is affected or the disease caused. The first one is genetic disorders. What are meant by genetic disorders? Any disorders or deficiencies which we have got it right from the birth or through our parents, which is nothing but genetically. It is called as genetic disorders. It is also called as innate disorders or deficiencies. I would like to make a point here that the innate word means right from the birth. Whatever we have got right from the birth, it is called as innate. Spell it INNATE. The second one is the infections or the infectious diseases. And the last one is our lifestyles, how we maintain our day-to-day lifestyles like alcohol or drug intake, lack of exercise, and having too much of junk food. If we have too much of junk food without any sort of exercises and we are addicted to alcohol or drug intake, our health gets affected. Okay, let's learn about what is meant by disease. When we split the term disease, it's called as discomfort ease. When the functioning of one or more organs or systems in our body is adversely affected, which shows some sort of different signs and symptoms. This is where the person is said to be not healthy or is said to be diseased. Diseases are classified broadly into two sections. One is infectious diseases and other is non-infectious diseases. Diseases which are easily transmitted from one person to another person are called as infectious diseases. In this, the most common and the most infectious disease is AIDS. AIDS stands for acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, which is very fatal. Non-infectious diseases are nothing but another example is cancer, which is the major cause for death. Drug and alcohol abuse are also affecting our health adversely. AIDS. AIDS stands for acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, which is caused by a virus called HIV, human immunodeficiency virus, which is very fatal. Okay, now let's learn about the common diseases caused in humans. Before we go to common diseases caused in humans, we should know what are these disease causing agents called. Yes, the disease caused agents are called as pathogens. What are these pathogens? These pathogens are a disease causing agent which can be a bacteria, a virus or a fungus, or it can be toxin or it can be a worm. A disease causing agent or the microorganisms are called as pathogens. All pathogens are parasitic as they cause harm to the host by living in or on them. All these pathogens are always parasitic. They either stay inside the host body or they stay on the host body. Once they enter the host body, they get into the host body and start multiplying asexually. There are different modes of asexual reproduction happening through different pathogens. After they enter into the host body, they interface into a normal vital activities. Now, what is meant by vital activities? Vital activities are nothing but the heartbeat, pulse, body temperature, breathing, etc. They first adversely affect the heartbeat, pulse, body temperature and breathing or certain other vital activities first, and which results in the morphological and functional damage of the human body. These disease causing microorganisms or pathogens are broadly classified into five things: bacteria, virus, protozoa, fungi and worms. Now, let's learn about the bacterial diseases. There are 5 bacterial diseases in our syllabus. The first one is typhoid. Typhoid. Typhoid is caused by a pathogen called Salmonella typhi. The mode of transmission or the mode of spread is through contaminated water and food. If we consume the contaminated water or food, we get this disease. The infection site or the organ which it infects are nothing but our small intestine. Now, the signs and symptoms of the disease typhoid is nothing but generalized weakness. We feel weak, and then the fever, which is around 39 to 40 degrees Celsius. We get stomach ache along with constipation, headache, loss of appetite. In serious cases or in severe cases, they get intestinal perforation. Now, I would like to turn the terms called constipation and loss of appetite. What is constipation? Constipation is nothing but hard stools or hard to pass the bowel movement. Loss of appetite. What is meant by loss of appetite? Not feeling like eating. You don't feel like the same desire to eat as you used to. These are the terms. Now, how to test the typhoid? There is a test which is conducted or detects the presence of Salmonella typhi. Is called the Viii test. Viii test is named after the inventor Georges Fernand Viii. It is a serological test to detect the typhoid fever. It is also called as enteric fever. Enteric is a medical term which means intestines. Now, the second bacterial disease is pneumonia. The pathogen which causes pneumonia are Streptococcus pneumoniae and one more is Haemophilus influenzae. The mode of transmission or the mode of spread is through the droplets or aerosols released from the infected person or even by sharing the glasses or the utensils which infected person have touched. The most infected or the infection site is the alveoli. Where is the alveoli present? Yes, it is present in our lungs. These lungs, the alveoli which is present in our lungs are air sacs which gets filled with the fluid which results in difficulty in breathing. The most important symptoms of these diseases are fever, chills, cough, headache, lips and nails becoming grey in severe cases. Now, let's learn about two terms. Difficulty breathing. There is a scientific or the medical term for difficulty in breathing. It's called as dyspnea. It is pronounced as dyspnea. There's another medical term for grey lips and nails. It is called as cyanosis. The third bacterial disease is the bacterial dysentery. It is caused by the pathogen Shigella Campylobacter. I'll pronounce again Shigella Campylobacter Salmonella, or it is another bacteria called Enterohemorrhagic E. coli. The fourth one is the plague. Plague is also caused by a pathogen Yersinia pestis. I'm going to pronounce again Yersinia pestis. The fifth one is diphtheria. Diphtheria is caused by a pathogen Corynebacterium diphtheriae. Now, let's learn about the viral diseases. The most common viral diseases are common cold. The pathogen which causes common cold are rhinoviruses. The infection site of common cold are nose and respiratory passage or respiratory tract. The mode of spread is through the droplets released by or through coughing or sneezing through contaminated objects. The symptoms include sore throat, cough, headache, tiredness, and nasal congestion. The duration of this common cold could be around 3 to 7 days. Now, let's go to protozoan diseases. The first protozoan disease which we're going to discuss is about the malaria. Malaria is caused by a pathogen, Plasmodium species. There are three Plasmodium species which causes different types of malaria. The first one is Plasmodium vivax. The second one is Plasmodium falciparum. The third one is Plasmodium malaria. The Plasmodium vivax and the Plasmodium malaria are the mild forms of malaria which causes mild symptoms, whereas Plasmodium falciparum is very serious, or it causes symptoms which is very critical and can be fatal. The mode of spread of this disease is through a vector which is called as female Anopheles mosquito. The symptoms could be high graded fever along with chills. The next protozoan disease we're going to discuss is about amoebiasis, which is nothing but Amoebic Dysentery. The pathogen which causes amoebiasis is Amoeba histolytica. The mode of spread is also through a vector called housefly. The infection site of this disease is usually the large intestine. The symptoms include constipation, abdominal pain, cramps, stool with mucus and blood clots. Now, let's go to fungal diseases. The most common fungal disease is ringworms. The pathogen which causes ringworms are belonging to the genera Microsporum, Trichophyton and Epidermophyton. The mode of the spread is through soil or by using towels, cloths or comb of infected individuals. The symptoms include appearance of dry, scaly lesions on various body parts along with intense itching. Now, let's go to worm diseases. The first one under worm diseases are Ascariasis. Ascariasis is caused by a pathogen, a roundworm. The scientific name for roundworm is Ascaris lumbricoides. The mode of spread of this disease is through water, vegetables and fruits which gets contaminated by the feces of the human person or the infected person. Symptoms. Symptoms could be internal bleeding, muscular pain, fever, anemia, blockage of internal or intestinal passage.